Hello everyone, it's Reeps here. You read the title, so I guess we should just get to the point. I am facing unfortunately, another family situation. I know we did this dance last year, but this year it's particularly, messy, I guess you can say. Um, Essentially, long details and stories cut short, we found out back in November, half November 16th-ish, that my grandmother on my mom's side has unfortunately been diagnosed with stage 4 stomach cancer. Now, probably know where this is going already, but essentially this isn't for hospital visits or surgeries or anything because, well, put simply, she's 86, 87 years old, and at this point, it's kind of reached a point where you gotta just say, you know, when's the point you just kind of try to get them comfortable, Where's the uh where's the sense in trying to save, what little probably months they might have left essentially to, you know, live essentially. And it's hard, but it's, to be expected. That's life. That's how we all are gonna go one day. Not specifically through cancer. I'd hope not for anyone, but unfortunately that's the card that she got dealt. But the point I want to ask or make here, request, I don't know what you call it, is I want to send my mother up to Chicago, which is where they're all at. My family, me and my mom, let's go some background here. Me and my mom live in West Texas for obvious reasons. I won't go into more detail about that, but the rest of the family, the rest of our kin, we want to call it that, are all up in Chicago, Illinois. We're 1,400 miles away from them. And essentially, my mom, well, of course, we both, but, we both desperately want to get up there while grandma's still cognitive. That's the best word I can think of, before, the inevitable happens. And unfortunately, things we're used to always, kind of having a tight belt, living paycheck to paycheck. We're fine as far as that kind of thing goes usually, but unfortunately, when it comes to getting up to Chicago to see her at least one more time, that's been basically blown out of the realm of possibility. Plane tickets vary from 300, as little as 300 to as most as 600. The prices going up and down, plane fare. It's just how it works. Neither of our cars can handle. We have two old ass cars that are, borderline running on their own by themselves as it is. A 1,400-mile drive to Chicago just isn't something we want to risk right now. So basically, what I want to do is I want to send my mother, because it's her mother, my grandmother, mom's side of the family. I want to send her to Chicago for at least 3 days, technically 5, because she wants to connect it to the weekend. The problem why you don't just go already as it is she has no pay time off. She doesn't get renewal and her pay time off doesn't renew until February 15th. And the original plan was to just wait till then till we can both go up there, but unfortunately, as time keeps going by, we find out, through phone calls, because that's all we can do is just wait for phone calls and updates and such. She's reaching that point where she's not eating as much as she used to. They have to stay on top of her to make sure she eats something because she has no appetite now apparently. She might be able to walk for maybe one more week, it seems. We're going off the, estimates here because doctors can't really pinpoint, when the person's gonna expire, but essentially what we've reached is the point where there's a really, really good chance that grandma just flat out isn't gonna make it until February 15th. And I mean, I don't know how much more detail I need to go into that. Where I essentially, I love my grandma. Before that seems weird. I would love to go see her again. I do, but I know that this is probably 1,000 times more meaningful to my mother, essentially, and that's why I really want to push for her to get up there instead of her and me. I don't want to drag her, make her miss the opportunity of seeing grandma while she can still talk to her. Because last year, in 2019, last year, as some of you or most of you, I don't know how many of you follow my Twitter or read the community section. So I didn't make a video about this. I try to keep my private life as private as possible. But last year, 2019, around the same time, my grandfather from my dad's side passed away, and I made it for the very end, which sucked because if I got there at least a week earlier, I could have at least talked to him, maybe. He was still apparently talking to people. He could still understand. He was still cognitive. He knew what was going on. And I missed that window because I was a week too late. And I got to essentially watch the second closest thing to a father I ever had, shrivel away. And I would very much rather not subject my mom to that same thing, because she, I mean, I don't, do I need to go into detail about that? But essentially the plan is, the GoFundMe. Again, I'm sure a lot of you know where this is going, right? Where this was going, if you're still watching up to this point. We just need enough to cover plane tickets, counter the non-PTO, because she's gonna have to take days off work, and it's basically gonna put a huge dent in the rent check that we need to keep a roof over our heads. And maybe this is the kind of the optional thing if we reach the full goal, which is $2,000, a rental, so that way when she gets up there, she's not stuck relying on other family members to give her a ride to everywhere and anywhere. That way, while she's up there, because she's gonna want to help out, wherever she can go and get medications and food and etc. Just to help, basically be able to help. The goal for the GoFundMe is 2,000. Again, just for plane cost and rent. But I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm sorry. I don't know how to do these kind of videos. 2,000 is for everything. If we can at least get 1,500, then we can at least get her up there to at least be there. That's kind of the main hopeful goal, essentially. I don't know how to. Again, I don't know how to ask for this kind of stuff. I don't know how to phrase it. I don't know how to sound. I don't know how to ask for help, essentially. And right now, I need help. I know I've burnt so many bridges with both my community, the Warframe community, the gaming community in general. I know a lot of people who are going to see this, and a lot of people who hear my voice, they've already clicked away because, I'm just that negative reviewer guy. But I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for my mom and my grandma to see each other one more time before it's too late. And I essentially just need help helping her. I don't want to help myself here, and this isn't for me, this is for her. And I know a lot of you don't know my mom or can give less of a shit about her or me or anyone that isn't you or anyone you care about. But that's just kind of the situation I'm in. It's just, I don't know. I suck at this. I suck at these kind of videos. I don't like asking for help. I don't ask for help as much as I can humanly do. But in this case, just due to the time constraints, I desperately need help. with this. So anything, just even if you can't spare anything, just share this video. Share it to people who you think can or would care or want to help or anything. And anything helps, essentially. The GoFundMe links will be pinned comment and it'll be in the description. And preemptively, let's hope we can get there. If not, well, we tried, and if we get there, if we reach the goal, then I thank yous would be too weak of a word. But we'll see what happens, and yeah. Thank you, and hopefully catch you guys next time.